The story starts a long time back, when a vibranium meteor strikes in the what of current Africa. Vibranium is the most grounded metal known to mankind, however it additionally has different purposes, such as retaining vibrations, and whatever else the plot needs to do. Bugman said all that needed to be said, that thing doesn't submit to laws of physical science at all. So vibranium is something other than any metal, and it starts to influence the vegetation in the area too. Millennia after the fact, 5 clans got comfortable this land, and they generally battled one another. However, at that point there was a fighter shaman who addressed the jaguar goddess Bast, who we see here in the Adoration and Thunder, and she drove this shaman to a heart-formed spice / the spice was saturated with the powers of vibranium, and it gave this man progressed strength, speed, and mending. In this manner he turned into the main ruler of Wakanda, and joined the clans as one country. Aside from the Jabari clan, who didn't revere Bast, they loved the gorilla god Hanuman. So they withdrew into the mountains where they live subject to the authority of the Lord. Vopfram made Wakanda the most exceptional country on the planet, however they kept their innovation stowed away from the remainder of the world, as the remainder of the landmass was tormented by slavery and starvation. Fantasies spread about Wakanda, but they called it El Dorado. The years pass, and a virtuoso traveler-cut researcher named Howard Distinct goes to Wakanda, yet is tricked by the misdirection that they are only a country of ranchers. Anyway, he takes a touch of vibranium home with him, which he transforms into a safeguard. Ultron, most grounded metal on Earth, they made it into a frisbee. Close to this time, a researcher named Erskine gives a GI named Steve Rogers a super officer serum that turns him Tenoch Commander America, and the vibranium frisbee turns into his notable safeguard. Chief America's dearest companion was an individual trooper named James Bucky Barnes, who was assumed dead during the conflict. Rogers battled and crushed a Nazi science bunch called HYDRA, who wanted to vanquish the world. Cut off one head, etc. In any case, it turned out Hydra wasn't crushed, as their steadfast specialists penetrated the American Covert Agent Office safeguard. Hydra covertly indoctrinated Bucky and transformed him into the super trooper professional killer, the colder time of year fighter. In 1991, he killed Howard Distinct and his better half Maria. This occasion will have serious repercussions for Wakanda years after the fact. Wakanda, in the meantime, has gone through many years or hundreds of years conveying spies called war canines, who penetrate different nations and report back to their ruler. During the 1980s, the ruler of Wakanda, Njobu, was shipped off the city of Oakland, California, where he had a child named Eric Stevens. At the point when he perceived how minorities were stifled across the world, he chose to arm them to ascend against their oppressors. Speech he gives his brother. Also he found a hired fighter named Ulysses Clow, and let him know Chanda's mysteries, including where to take a portion of their vibranium. Clow's most memorable endeavor was a disappointment, and the Wakandans marked him with a denoting that recognized him as a hoodlum. Be that as it may, his subsequent endeavor was a triumph, and he confined a bomb killing many individuals, and took lots of vibranium. Before long, the ruler of Wakanda, Chaka, learned about his siblings' foul play, and he faced him. Why did you do it? He then, at that point, uncovered that he had another specialist, Zuri, keeping an eye on his sibling. The circumstance escalated rapidly, and Njobu is killed, leaving his child Eric Stevens without a dad. In any case, Eric knows the narratives of Wakanda's father filled him in regarding the mysterious country. Furthermore, he tracks down his dad's record, and he devises a strategy to get equity for his loved ones.